What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is AkeemHaynes. I'm a two-time Olympian, Olympic bronze medalist, author, motivational speaker, and sports commentator. On my channel, we talk boxing, MMA, track and field, and of course, motivation and encouraging content. If this is something that you enjoy, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the video. Michael Conlan versus Miguel Marriaga. What do we think about this fight? I think this is going to be a very good fight. I think it's going to be a very good matchup on the other side of the world in Ireland. Marriaga has got a tall task fighting in Conlan's hometown, where he's a massive star over there. But let's get into it. Michael Conlan had a very impressive amateur career, right? Two-time Olympian, including winning a bronze medal in 2012, a gold medal in 2015 at the World Championships before he turned professional in 2017. But let's go back to that 2015 gold medal winning championship. You know who he fought to win that medal? Akhmadaliev. And we know how good Akhmadaliev is. Obviously, that was back then and it's a new time, but I just thought it was an excellent addition to add as we break down Michael Conlan. He's coming in with a record of 16-1 with only one loss coming in his recent fight against Leigh. I thought he was doing very well in that fight, even though he lost that fight. That was his best fight, in my opinion. Sometimes when a fighter loses, we don't think that may be their best fight. We look at the wins, but sometimes when they lose, they actually lose and their stock actually grew. So I think that was his best fight. If we're talking about his best winning performance, then it was against TJ Downey. That was a good fight as well. What makes Conlan a tough fight for anyone, right, is he throws a lot of feints and he sets traps for his opponents. He might throw a jab to the body or fake that throw and come over with the looping right hand, that same right hand that he caught Leigh and knocked him down in the first time and caught him again in rounds to come. It wasn't a lucky shot. This was something that he set up and he continuously had success with it. He's a good placement puncher. He throws a very good pop in his shots. He's very accurate. He moves in the ring very well with good head movement and torso movement. You can see why Michael Conlan has had the success that he had in the amateurs. He's a sound fighter and he does a lot of good things inside of the ring. Let's go back to that Leigh fight, right? Conlan against Leigh, man, he fought so well early and it seemed like he had all the momentum. But as the fight went on, the skills and talent to me went out the gate. And sometimes when you are in there and you know you're fighting a world-class fighter as well too, and you know that they're skilled and they're as talented, right? You have to dig deep and find something more. And that fight to me became about heart, will, and who wanted to win more. And Leigh came back and won in the 11th round and knocked him out in the 12th round, right? This was a fight of the year candidate for me. But to be honest, when I first saw this fight early in the year, I didn't really think too much of it. But this overexceeded my expectations. And I had this one as one of the best fights of the year. Leigh's conditioning and heart were on a different level that night. And Conlan was just a bit less conditioned and got a little bit complacent and kept his hands a little bit too low and wasn't able to weather that onslaught. And he got knocked out and he fell on the ring, and I'm glad that he's okay. But let's talk about his opponent, Miguel Marriaga. He's not going to be an easy fight for Michael Conlan. I've been seeing some stuff on social media and they're not really talking too highly about Marriaga, but he's a good quality fighter. His losses have came from fights where he's challenged for a world title. 2015 against Nicholas Walters, the Jamaican, 2017 against Oscar Valdez and Vasily Lomachenko, and he lost to Joet Gonzalez and Eduardo Ramirez. He's a very well-experienced fighter, 30 wins, 26 coming by the way of knockout. So what does that tell you? He is not lacking power. He's got a good stiff jab, good body puncher. He's a good combination puncher. And he's obviously got that powerful right hand that can break through your guard if you're not careful. He throws one of these subtle uppercuts that can catch you because he doesn't really do it too much. But when he does, it's one of those things where it's like, whoa, what was that, right? And if you're not careful, it can catch you. And you know he's already got power behind these shots. He throws a good amount of punches throughout the rounds. He's not that come forward style of fighter, but he's not afraid to do so if that's what the fight demands. To me, he's more of a boxer than a puncher, even though he does have 26 knockouts. To me, he does his best when he's controlling the flow and the rhythm and when he is in his own zone and not forcing the knockouts. It happens on his terms when he's feeling good, he's feeling confident and feeling in the groove of things. But when he is pressured, he tends to revert and fight off his back foot. He'll stay in the pocket and cover up, and that's not the best because he's not the best counter puncher. He kind of just waits until the other fighter is done and then he gets out of range. When he's the one dictating the pace, though, he's confident and he's strong, and that's when generally a bunch of his knockouts come. But when the tides are turned, he goes into a shell and just weathers the storm. And against someone like Conlan, who has very good shot selection, I don't see that working out for well in Marriaga's favor. But if he can pressure Conlan and be consistent with it throughout this fight, he'll have his moments where he can end the show with that right hand or at least hurt him and be able to get some of the rounds. But for me, here's the thing, right? It's going to be interesting to see how Michael Conlan comes into this fight, right? That's a question for me. Not that I am questioning his skills or his talents, but more of where is his head at after his last fight, his first loss, right? You don't know how a fighter is going to respond to a loss, right? When you come in undefeated, you never lost before, you don't know how you're going to be able to come back. You don't know what thoughts is going to your mind. You just don't know how you are going to react. I'm sure he has a great team around him. Yes, I'm sure he has great support. You know he has the skills. You know he has the talents. You know he has this high IQ inside the ring. But you still aren't sure where a person is mentally until they get in the ring. Physically, you can see all of the great things that he possesses, but mentally, where is his head at? Where is it going to be? And for me, that is the biggest question that I have in this fight about Michael Conlan. But I do have Conlan winning this fight on points. I think personally he'll come back and he'll put on a good show in front of his home crowd. It will be a good test for him because this is not an easy fight for him, but it's a fight that I think if he passes this one, will definitely put him on the upward trajectory to getting another title shot and hopefully that rematch with Leigh would. But what are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this one? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways that you can do so. You can like, comment, share, or subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support the channel by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. Also, my Cash App handle will be on screen as well. Any amount would be greatly appreciated and goes towards the growth of this channel. We are now 30 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers, and I definitely need your help to get there. So definitely share this with a friend. Let's see if we can get there by the end of the week. With that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.